Hey, everybody, it's Deanna Fenton here with this week's episode of Simple Steps to Online Success. Boy, I almost screwed that up. Today is going to be a little different. I think I generally give you a lot of the what, why, and how. Today, there's going to be a lot of the why and what and why. I'm going to do my best to show you as much as possible. I'm doing it a little differently because I'm going to be also incorporating slides and going back and forth between Facebook and Kajabi a little bit. So let me set the stage here for you. There is a typo in our post title that it's actually the 4 things you need to do if you plan on running Facebook ads. And this is going to be for Facebook ads, regardless of if you are running it to a lead magnet, to a challenge, or if you are running it to sell a course or a membership. And we're going to go over the reasons why that this is it seems it has suddenly become a very big deal, but this has actually been in the works for a year, just almost a year. And we're going to go over the specifics of what happened and most importantly, what you need to do. Now, I'm going to reference that you should look at my YouTube channel because several of the things that I talk about today are in a lot of detail on my YouTube channel. And I feel very, very blessed that I'm getting really, really great comments from people that they searched everywhere to get this information and they found my videos and they were very helpful. These are specifically about the custom domain part that I'm going to talk about. So know that you could also go to my YouTube channel to get the custom domain information as well. So let's back up. First of all, if you're watching on the replay, please go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments so I know, because that helps me understand more of how many people are watching later on. I know there are several of you that reached out to me and said you couldn't watch it live and therefore you were hoping that there would be a replay. There are always replays when I do these Facebook Lives. I leave these on my page. If you go to my page, oh my gosh, there's like 3 years worth of Facebook Lives. Second thing, if you are watching live, please click on the link in the post that says that you grant StreamYard permission to use your name and your Facebook profile. Just because then when you ask questions, I know who I'm talking to. You don't have to, but it's kind of nice to see your face and know who's asking the questions. So I always do this so people know, because I'm kind of like a lot of you that I like to hear when people say my name and say, oh, Deanna has a comment or a question. So that is in the post above this video. Again, if you're on the replay, let me know, hashtag replay. If you have questions when you're watching on the replay, you can post them in the comments below this video and I'll be able to come back and answer them, hopefully. So let's talk about, I've dilly-dallied long enough. Let's get down to what our topic is today. And there was a typo. Actually, the 4th thing was sort of an afterthought because I realized, wow, that's a new thing and Kajabi is dealing with it, so I better cover it. So these are the 4 things you need to do before running Facebook ads. As I said, even if you're not running them now, if you plan on running them in the near future, within 3 to 6 months, I only say 3 to 6 months because who knows what changes could happen between now and a year, right? But these are the things. What I don't want to happen is so many of us do this and we have the best of intentions, but if we don't address these setup things, we find ourselves pressed for time and we're ready to run our Facebook ads and we can't do it. So that's why I'm really suggesting that you be able to put these in play on your account, on your ads account, sooner rather than later. So then when you're ready to run ads or you're ready to hire someone to run your ads and that person says, have you verified your domain? Have you set up your custom events? All of this stuff we're going to cover today, you can say, yes, it's done. And then maybe all they're going to do is just go in and verify that it's done. And you're ready to go with your ads. So I am going to switch to my slides here. Oop. I'm not used to running Google Slides, so that's why we had a little blip there. Okay. So getting ready to run Facebook ads in 2021, the 4 things that you need to do first. Here's our why. And this is where it's really ironic that, Apple announced in June of 2020 that they were going to do this. And it obviously is almost like the GDPR fiasco. These are things that are in play for a long time, and then we come up on a deadline, and then everybody frantically is trying to address these things. I see one thing I want to fix. I've got that banner still up, so let's hide that banner and go back. Okay, here we go. So in June of 2020, Apple announced that when they had their next update to their operating system, so this is the operating system Apple uses on all of their computers, desktops, laptops, as well as devices, phones, iPhones, iPads, etc. That they announced that they're going to make a statement that they wanted to allow their customers transparency and control of their own data. What that meant was they wanted to give their users the option of opting out of any kind of tracking through the browsers and through the operating system of Apple devices. The intent was, because that's how Facebook ads work, right? And you as well as I do, sometimes it's annoying. I am actually not that kind of person that finds it annoying. You go to a website, you come back to Facebook, and next thing you know, you're served up an ad for that exact website that you just went and looked at. That happens. You get retargeted because you're on somebody's email list. You get retargeted because you signed up for a challenge, and then at the end there was an offer. You went to their checkout page and then you bailed and you didn't buy. You get retargeted. These are how Facebook ads work. The majority of people that are using Apple devices are not of the digital world like we are, because we are business owners, right? We're looking at this as, to an extent, it's kind of a necessary evil to get in front of the ideal people that we want to market to. But Apple decided that they were going to force, and when I say force, they're not forcing their users, but they are going to request the user make a decision and grant permission to either be tracked by sites like Facebook or Google Ads, etc. They could opt to be tracked or not. So what that meant is, if a Apple user opted out of tracking, and they do that on their device, they opt out of being tracked through Facebook. Your Facebook pixel, which is on your website, hopefully, or it will be by the time we're done, cannot send that information from your site to Facebook. This affects your ad tracking, your reach, and if you're someone like myself who uses custom audiences for targeting, retargeting, My custom audience data is no longer valid, because if I think I'm targeting a custom audience of people that have watched my videos, anybody who is now on an Apple device and opted out of tracking is no longer part of that audience. So what that means is these tracking changes mean that apps and websites on those devices are blocked from sending any of that information that we usually would track in Ad Manager. If you've ever run ads, you know you live and die by the reports that show you how many people landed on your opt-in page, how many people converted by signing up to your list. You track the fact that they landed on your thank you page. If you're running ads to a course, you track how many people landed on your sales page. You verify how many of those converted based on them landing on your thank you page after they buy. All of that data is now blocked, and you don't have it any longer if that person has opted out of sharing data with Facebook. This is why you hear the screaming throughout the halls of Facebook ads people. Now, this was just released about 10 days ago. This is not a definitive study, okay? However, one initial analysis showed that the vast majority of iPhone users are disabling the tracking feature since it went live on April 26th. So they're saying 96% of users have disabled tracking. That's unbelievable. That is obviously really, really high. I don't know how valid this is, because again, this was maybe 2 weeks, a range of 2 weeks. And I don't know if that actually means 96% of users, that total users, or users that actually upgraded to the new operating system. I don't know, but the figures are, and the data that is just, again, not verified data, just initial data, that people looking at their reports, they're looking at their results, is that this has had a significant impact on the effectiveness of some people's Facebook ads. So now that I'm talking about this, this covers any platform. You know me, I normally am all about Kajabi girl, but this is any platform, any tool that you are using that is part of your funnel that has previously been able to send data to Facebook that you use for ads. That means landing page builders, lead pages, ConvertKit, WordPress websites. If you build landing pages using a WordPress plugin or page builder, checkout platforms like ThriveCart and SamCart, because those would be, in many cases, those are your sales conversions. Those are the platforms that would send the data to Facebook that somebody had completed a conversion and bought your product. So all of these things that we're talking about, specifically even the verifications of your custom domain, need to happen on all of the platforms that you're using. So these are the steps. And remember, I said there are 4, and there's like 4.5. I think a lot of people have already added a Facebook pixel to their website. So I kind of didn't count that one, although I'll mention that in case you have never added the Facebook pixel. But right now, the Facebook pixel is basically handicapped. It's hobbled because it is not getting data if the person has opted out of tracking. But the Facebook pixel is a little piece of code that you would put on your website and put on these pages to be able to send the information to Facebook. The other thing is creating a custom domain. Now, this was prompted and by these changes, but this is something on Facebook's side that they were trying to set up from, I'm going to go into detail on each one of these, to make sure that any of the ads, anything that is set up using a domain, that you actually own the domain. We're going to go into it. So any pages where you would send ad traffic, that's again, third-party tools. If you were sending ad traffic to a landing page in Kajabi or on your WordPress site or on lead pages, or you're sending them directly to a ThriveCart page, the checkout page, and SamCart, any of these tools, you need to have a custom domain. You have to verify the domain in Facebook. Same thing. You've got to verify the custom domain from ThriveCart if you plan on tracking any conversions that take place from those platforms. You have to choose 8 conversion events. You have to determine what it is you want to track in your ads. Do you want to, and you have to prioritize them. We're going to go into detail on this, but is the lead most important? Is the sale most important? So we're going to cover that. And this was the 4th one that's fairly new. I added it because Kajabi has given us a way to do this. WordPress has given us a way to do this. The Facebook Conversions API is, again, a little piece of code that you can add to your website. And what that does is it doesn't rely on the pixel sending data to Facebook. Because remember, Apple's basically got the barn door shut on that if somebody has opted out. The conversion API, the data is sent from the server. So Kajabi servers, for example, can send information to Facebook and ideally bypass that blockade. Okay, now, I know you're all probably going, what? Let me pop over here. I want to check on you. Okay, I don't see any questions right now. So let's jump back here. All right, the first thing is, and I didn't plan on going into detail on this because my feeling was that ideally, most of you already have your Facebook pixel on your website. Now, you may ask, why should I even bother with a Facebook pixel if Apple's going to block it? You still want to have it because there's all us Android people out there, right? Or us dinosaurs that are using, Windows and Chrome browser and all of these things that do still send data to Facebook. So you still want it. Now, one of the things that's really important that, and I want to preface this because I am going to show you some examples of, okay, so my cat Susie just came in here and brought her toy because she wants me to play with her, but obviously I can't do that right now. Sweetie, oh, not right now, okay. So ideally, what we're going to do is you're going to have something called a business manager set up for your Facebook account for your business. And that is how you're going to access your ads account. I'm going to show you how mine looks. Yours may look different, but I'm going to try and give you some guidelines and the terminology that if you get a little lost because yours doesn't look like mine, you can still search for the information. And let me say, in all of this setup, Google is your friend. Not necessarily to find the information on what to do on Facebook, because trust me, it's very confusing if you follow Facebook. But there are a lot of smart people out there that have gone through this who have also posted about it. So you can find a lot of good resources, but this will give you the terminology that you need to be able to find it. So we're talking about business manager. more tools, events manager, and connecting data sources. So this is a screenshot, and I'm hoping that the Facebook captions are not going to cut this off, but I'm going to go ahead and we'll go into Facebook and I'll show you this live. This is my business manager. So when I look at this, I see my Facebook page. I can see my Instagram account. It shows me the current posts. And this is how I access my ads manager and my business settings. And in this situation, the events manager. Okay, so let's go to Facebook so I can try and show you where that is. So I was in my, let's go to my, I've got business tools, but this is what my business suite looks like. And you should have one if you have set up Facebook ads or an ad account at any time and you have a business page. You can get this business suite. It's actually, for once, it's a really helpful, if not confusing, layout for managing your Facebook page. You can see here, you can also have a calendar where you can see your posts. So you can actually pre-schedule posts right through here. So you don't really need tools like Buffer, although those are really nice because you can manage multiple social media. So let's get back to the main thing. So we want to come down here to more tools. And you see here, we've got the events manager. And we're going to be doing a lot with the events manager. So kind of remember that that's where this is. So you're going to see your default Facebook pixel, because remember, you want to set up your pixel. We're going to do that, even though I've already got a Facebook pixel. All of these little red warnings is because they're warning us about these changes that Apple has put out and what is going to happen with that. So I'm going to use an example. I have a demo site that I'm going to try, and I say that in all seriousness, try to use as our example. So I'm going to say connect data sources. And what I want to do is I want to connect a website. I'm going to click connect. And I'm going to create a Facebook pixel. It gives us the information. It says exactly what this is going to do. Continue. And this is a site called the Website Content Lab. This is one of my Kajabi demo sites. HTTPS. I'm going to use the www just for the heck of it. If you go to this website, it's a demo site. You're not going to see anything. And I'm going to click continue. So we're setting up our Facebook pixel. Manually add your pixel code to the website. Thankfully, with Kajabi, super easy to do. If you're using another tool like WordPress, there are plugins that make it easy to add the pixel. If you're using other tools like Lead Pages and Thrivecart, they also, under the settings, they will have ways that you can put the pixel in there. So I would install it manually. And I can either install the base code. I don't really want that. I just want the number. Because Kajabi makes it really easy. I'm going to copy the code anyway, but it's that thing. So I'm going to do automatic advanced matching. That looks good. And add events. I'm not going to add our events just yet. I'm going to go to the pixel overview. So I have this, see this ID? That is the pixel. So I want to copy that number right here. I'm going to zip back here to my Kajabi site. I am under Settings, Third-Party Integrations, scroll down, turn on Facebook Pixel, and I am going to paste that code right in there and click Save. Now, this is handy. In Google Chrome, there is an extension that you can get called the Facebook Pixel Helper, and it will show you if your Pixel was installed correctly, and it recognizes it, so it is going to send the data to Facebook, and it does. I've got the little green, so all is good. Okay. So that was adding the Pixel to Kajabi. Now, real quick, as I said, it's under Settings, Third-Party Integrations, under Thrivecart. If you go to Checkout Tracking, you can put it there. WordPress, I would use a plugin. When you're doing WordPress, though, you probably want to get that whole code snippet, which was the option I skipped. You want to copy that code, and that gets pasted into, there is a plugin specific for that, and it will want the code. Always validate that the Pixel's firing, just like I did with the Chrome extension. All righty. Going to come over here. And we're still good. Okay. Next. Number 2. Actually, this is number 1, because remember the Pixel was kind of a throwaway. Verifying your domain. This is another one that's been causing a lot of grief for people. So I'm going to show you the easy way, in my opinion, the easiest way. Facebook's requiring that you verify that you actually own your domain, any place where you're going to be sending ad traffic. It says, this is their explanation. It establishes which business manager account has the authority to configure and prioritize the 8 available conversion events for a given domain. Without a verified domain, there could be potential data tracking disruptions. Facebook is forcing us to do this. Part of it might be a security thing. There have been instances of people's ad accounts getting hacked, or people setting up unauthorized websites on an ad account. This way, it's a one-time thing, and it allows us to move forward and have our domain validated. Now, this is the twist. You have to have a custom domain. So if you are using Kajabi, you can't use the default domain that comes with your Kajabi site, which is the name of your site. Oh, I typed this wrong. Sorry. The name of your site .mykajabi.com. You can't verify that because you do not own the domain mykajabi.com. Also, given with Thrivecart, I noticed that they said they allow custom domains on their Pro plan, but not the lower end plan. So you do have a custom domain that you can verify if you're using some of these third parties, as long as they state that that is a custom domain that is unique to you. So, for example, I checked my Thrivecart account, and there I have to verify it. I have not done that yet, but that domain can be verified. The Kajabi ones cannot. So, what's a custom domain? It's a domain that you own or you go out and purchase from GoDaddy, Namecheap, Google Domains, a million places to go and register a domain, and you own it. If you are going to validate or verify a domain for Kajabi, it shouldn't be a domain you're using anywhere else. So if you have a WordPress site and you want to verify that domain, you're going to need another custom domain or subdomain to verify on Kajabi. And that means if you have yourdomain.com for a WordPress site and your courses and your landing pages are going to be on Kajabi, you might want to validate or verify a domain using a subdomain like courses.yourdomain.com, programs.yourdomain.com. Those can be set up easily on your domain registrar account or through Cloudflare. I am going to really reference my YouTube videos on the custom domain. I'm going to show you, but when it comes to deciding, is it a custom domain or is it a subdomain, I cover that information pretty in depth on YouTube and how to set up the subdomain, especially if it's going to be a subdomain. Now, once you have the domain where you're going to be driving ad traffic, we're going to fix this. We're going to do this. We're going to go in here. I did a lot of screenshots just in case screen sharing was not working. So I am going to get over here. And I'm going back to my business manager, and we're going to verify that domain that I just added the pixel to. So I want to go to my business settings. Want to scroll down to brand safety. So I went down to the little wheel in the lower left-hand corner. I want to get to my business settings, and I want to get to brand safety and domains. So you can see I verified these other domains already. So I'm going to add this new domain, and that was websitecontentlab.com. And I'm going to click add. Now, here's the verification part. And there are 3 different ways to do it. So if I click this down arrow, there are 3 ways to verify the domain. If you're using Kajabi or you're using Thrivecart or both, the meta tag is the easiest way to do it. And I would really, really, really want to stress you want to do it that way. If you're savvy with handling if it's a WordPress site and you're savvy about using FTP to upload files to your WordPress site, you can upload this HTML file and then let Facebook verify it. It's a little more techy. If you're comfortable editing your DNS records in your domain registrar, which not a lot of us are, you can update the DNS with a text record. And these are all step-by-step in here. I want you to trust me when I say adding the meta tag is the easiest way to go. Really is. This is how Kajabi would recommend you do it. This is how Thrivecart recommends you do it. It really, really is the easiest way to do it. Now, step by step, I'm going to grab this code right here. I'm going to copy it. And I am going to go to my Kajabi site. And I'm going to go to my site details. And I need to paste this code under header page scripts. So this is where you paste this code for any kind of tracking or to initiate something site-wide for you. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you see I already have a lot of scripts in here. So I am just going to Actually, I'm going to put it at the top. You want to find the head, this code that says head. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste in that meta tag, that Facebook meta tag, and I'm going to click save. Okay, so it successfully updated it. Now we're going to go back to our business settings. We're going to cross our fingers and we're going to click verify. Whoop, there we go. Okay, scared me for a minute. I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it did. This is why this is the easiest way, folks. And I've had some people watch my video and say, well, it says the file is not found. I think they might have chosen the wrong option. Meta tag is the easiest. So my domain is now verified. All righty. All right, just checking in, seeing how we're doing. Okay, all right, I think we're good. Back here. So we verified our domain, right? You went to business settings, brand safety, added our domain, got the little meta tag code and pasted it in. So same thing with WordPress. If you have a plugin called header and footer, you paste that code in your header for your WordPress site. Thrivecart, like I said, if you get stuck and you Google how to verify a custom domain with Thrivecart, their information comes up. It's super specific. All right. Now, once we've done this, and I'm not 100% sure why Facebook made this one. This is the one that I struggled with. I have not even done this yet myself. I understand theoretically what I need to do. Haven't done it yet. We're now limited. So before, whenever you created an ad, and if your goal was a conversion, which meant somebody completing an action on your site, and that could be they clicked on an opt-in form, entered their email address, and landed on the thank you page and got added to your list, that's a conversion. They clicked on your sales page. They clicked on the checkout. From the checkout, they went to a thank you. That was a conversion. That was a sales conversion. We're limited now to 8 conversion events. And they're asking us to prioritize our most important conversions. I wish I could explain why this happened, but this is the structure that they're doing. So here is the thing now. You don't have to set and prioritize your all 8 conversions right now. And your most important conversions can be different at different times. So if you're running ads to a lead magnet, your highest priority is a lead. If you're running ads to a sales page, your highest priority is going to be a sale. So that's why you don't necessarily have to set them up right now if you're not actively getting ready to run ads. And how you prioritize these is going to depend on what you're doing, what your goals are. So we're going to spend, and we're going to become very familiar with this thing called the Events Manager, because this is where all of this lives. So you can see here in my Business Manager, I just clicked on the little hamburger menu in the upper left-hand corner, and it pops out and shows me shortcuts to the Events Manager. Then you're going to scroll down. Don't worry, we're going to go do this live in a second, but you're going to scroll all the way down to something called Aggregated Event Measurement. And then we're going to configure the web events. Who came up with these names? I don't know. All right. Okay, back up. We're not going to go here yet. All right, so let's go over to Facebook. Once again, now our three dots, Events Manager. And again, now this is using the website Content Lab. Remember, the little red warnings are because of this. So, again, you can go to the Resource Center. Facebook's help is, I find, very difficult, but if you need it, it's there. So here's Website Content Lab. I am going to scroll down and go to, there it is, aggregated, which is aggravating, event measurement, and I'm going to click Configure Web Events. So you can see right here that I don't have any events configured for this domain because we just verified it. We just added it. But if you look at deannafenton.com, I have 3 right now. And again, I can change these, but I'm setting up, this is how we're going to set up our priorities under Manage Events. So if I come up here to Website Content Lab, I'm going to click Manage Events. And it says impacted ads and ad sets will be paused and some may no longer run. Once again, not a problem. I'm not running ads. And if you change event configurations, they'll be paused for 72 hours. Ouch. This is why we want to do all this crap ahead of time, okay? So if you're planning on running ads for a launch, get this shit done. Edit. Here we go. We've got our priorities. We've got the custom conversion, the event name, a value optimization. Oh my Lord. So I'm going to choose an ad. So let's just say I'm not going to be running for a launch. Okay. I'm running a lead. I want to run ads to a lead magnet. So this is going to be Website Content Lab. And I want the highest level to be a lead. I want to track how many conversions of leads I get running ads to my lead magnet. So I've got this. I have to scroll across, owned by this account. And then let's just say, I'm going to submit that one. Failed to load. Highest priority. Yes, I confirm these changes. I understand. I must wait 72 hours to change these events again. Apply. And now it's asking me to reload the page too. Okay, so this is the part that's annoying, folks. All right, pixel, I want a lead value optimization, one event owned by this account. I'm wondering if failed to load. So I will tell you, don't get frustrated if this kind of crap happens to you, because I have seen over and over that Facebook is very buggy on setting these things up. Okay, it's possible it's not letting me do it because I have not added this. Let's try, my actual real account. Failed to load. Confirm updates to. Please reload the page. Okay, well, this is frustrating. I am not going to lie. So if these things happen to you, I want you to do what I do, which is you try it 3 times. And then you walk away and have a coffee or a drink, depending on the time of day, and you come back and try this again. So I'm going to, it's not even letting me confirm. Okay. So ideally, this is where you set up all of your events. Okay. Holy crap. We've been going 46 minutes. Here we go. Here is our last thing to do. And this is the fourth one that kind of, I think it's been out for a while, but the ability to do this has been updated and easy to do in Kajabi. So this is something new. It's the Facebook Conversion API. This is Facebook's attempt to bypass the blockade of Apple not sending user activities to Facebook. So it does not use your Facebook pixel that we so carefully added to this website to track any longer. It actually gets the data direct from the server, so it doesn't go through a browser. So that means if you have a Kajabi site and you're running traffic to a sales page, Kajabi's server can track the visitor via an ID and the actions that they take and send the information to Facebook. So this helps to try and mitigate and offset the lack of being able to track it via the pixel. So now this lovely step, again, this is just a one-time thing, has been, it's been done in partnership with other platforms to make it work, including Kajabi, for example, but it also works with WordPress and it works with Squarespace, and there are some other ones. I'll show you what happens. So we're going to be back into that events manager area. We're going to click the little plus button. We're going to we're going to click connect the website again. But this time, instead of setting up the pixel, because we've already done it, we're going to click on Conversions API. And this is what it's going to look like. We're going to do this here in a second. And we're going to set it up under the settings and set it up manually. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Go back to our events manager. We're going to click that green button, connect a new data source. We're going to go to the web, click connect. We're going to click Conversions API and connect. And so our pixel, this one, remember, is website content tab. You would just name it, probably your website, whatever. It is https://websitecontentlab.com. Click continue. That's pretty weird because it didn't. Don't you just love Facebook? All right. Connect data source. Web. I swear to God, it worked this morning, folks. Conversion API. Connect. Set up web events. Okay. I don't think this is it, but I'm going to make sure I put www in here. Maybe I mistyped the URL or something. Continue. Okay, I'm missing something because I swear to you, it worked this morning. Oh, Okay, Deanna is being dumb. Let's go to data sources. Yeah, this is it. Sorry, I apologize. And see, now I have a problem because I just created another pixel. Yikes. Okay, we want to do this pixel. That was the original one that we put on. No website found. Oh, for pity's sake. Hang on, please. I'm going to go back. Aren't you glad you have such an expert teaching you all this stuff? Okay, 3481. That's the number we want. 3481. There we go. Okay. So we want data sources, choose your pixel, settings, scroll down. Conversions API, set up manually. Now, here, set up through a partner integration. Choose a partner. Check and see if you're using a different platform, like if you're using WordPress. Some of these other ones are probably not very common. They may already have a way to do it, but I find this one is super easy. This one for Kajabi and for ThriveCart is super easy. Set it up manually, generate an access token. This is what you want. First of all, copy and paste this and save it in a text file, a Word document, a Google Doc. Save this because Facebook doesn't save it. It tells you right here, it won't be stored by Facebook. So I'm going to copy the code to the clipboard. I am going to create, don't save. Okay. I'm going to create a new text document. I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to name it access token for Website Content Lab. I'm going to save it. Okay. But now I'm going to copy it because I'm going to go back to Kajabi. So what I can do is in Kajabi here, right under the Facebook pixel, see, it says access token. Click in there, paste that long piece of stuff. And, if you want more detail, you could click on here and get all the information, and then you click save. So what that does, this is what happens, is now if I were running ads to websitecontentlab.com, and Kajabi will send the conversion data directly to Facebook and bypass the Facebook pixel, which in the situation of somebody using Apple products is going to be blocked. Is it going to work all the time and is going to capture everybody? Folks, I don't really know. I think that is the intent, that Kajabi is going to do that. So if I go back down here and see how do I use an access token, it's going to say Kajabi is going to send lead and purchase events directly to Facebook. And you can read all about it right there. Okay, I think we are done with that. And I'm going to check over here. Nope, we're good. Okay. So check on my my YouTube channel if you need more details about setting up a custom domain in Kajabi or a subdomain. I've got detailed videos there that should help you. And while you're there, please subscribe and Click the bell for notifications. Some of you may be watching this on YouTube Live right now, which is great. So I would definitely check my YouTube videos, and you can always contact me at deanna@deannafenton.com. So again, very quick recap, the 4 things you've got to do. First of all, you make sure you've got that Facebook pixel on your website. You want to make sure that you've got a custom domain verified in Facebook. So you have to have a domain that you own verified to run ads to pages within that site. You want to verify the domain, choose the 8 conversion events, and hopefully you have better luck than I just did trying to set that up. I am going to go back in and wait a little bit and see if I can get it to work. And add the Facebook Conversions API. You can add that to Kajabi. Thrivecart also has a way you can add that access token, and WordPress. You have a way of adding the access token. And again, as I said, Google is your friend. So if you get stuck on anything, always know that Google really does. It's got a lot of up-to-date. Make sure you're looking at information that is no older than March, because a lot of things got added, like this Conversions API. As far as Kajabi is concerned, that was made available just 23 days ago. So keep that in mind, that you want to look for the most up-to-date information that you can. And if you have any questions at all, post them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a 57-minute video, and it covered a shit ton of stuff. Keep an eye out on the YouTube channel, because my able YouTube manager will no doubt take this live and cut it up into shorter pieces, and it might help you even more to be able to look at it in shorter chunks. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Join me next week, Thursday, 11 o'clock Pacific time, for Simple Steps to Online Success. And until then, take care.